Hello and welcome all my astronauts in the making. I have some news for you guys today. Pete Hines has confirmed that Starfield will be launching with a New Game Plus mode on release, and it's going to be very different to what we know because he states there it does relate directly to the main story, so Pete couldn't really talk about it. However, he does state that it is different from most New Game Plus mode mechanics and is rather special. Now that has me thinking, what could this new mode be? There's going to be our generic New Game Plus mode, obviously, where you just go over with your levels, your guns, your credits, and all that kind of stuff like from other games, your progression and everything, but then it just resets your main story and like all your storylines and everything like that. Or if maybe you keep your ships and stuff like that, because I mean there's going to be outposts and all kinds of crazy stuff in Starfield. So introducing a New Game Plus, will we actually keep our outposts? Will we keep our ships, guns, credits? There's so many questions for this. Leave down below in the comments what you guys think about this. What's your take on Starfield actually having a New Game Plus mode? But I think it's pretty positive, as Starfield is a massive game with over 250,000 voice lines, as I did state in my previous video. Then that's going to take a lot of replaying and just like see all these different options and voice lines and quest lines, and it's going to be insane. So being able to actually have this New Game Plus mode that's pretty special, so they say, will actually make that a lot easier. So you wouldn't have to just restart a new weak character all over from the beginning. So I'd love to see how this all turns out. We've got a lot more stuff coming up in the video. At the end as well, we have some of the release date times and everything coming in then as well. So if you want to stick around for the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. Like this video, helps me out so much, and it keeps you guys up to date on everything Augiesaint and Starfield related. But without further ado, let's hop into this big post from Pete Hines. Yeah, well, it's not from Pete Hines, but it's from Starfield News. Shout out to them over on Twitter, doing some really good work on researching everything and keeping us up to date on everything Starfield. So let's get into it. The game doesn't really start until after the main quest. Now that's saying something, as Todd Howard has confirmed the main quest will take between 30 to 40 hours. Obviously depending on how fast you play through it, if you do some other side content and stuff like that. But just the main quest alone, 30 to 40 hours, that's a long time. Especially since it's going to be most of our first times playing through it. So we're going to take our time, learn all the systems. Apparently there's a load of different systems in Starfield. I mean, there's outposts, there's followers, there's your shipbuilding, there's your talent trees, there's your backgrounds. There's so much stuff to actually get in and like get the nitty gritty understanding all of that in Starfield. I believe it's going to take like at least 50 to 60 hours to finish the main quest, even if you just beeline the main quest. But we'll see how that goes. That is really exciting to see. So the game also then, it states there that it starts after the main quest, as well as most single player games. Once you finish the main quest, then that's usually more or less the end of the game. Sometimes there's a couple of things to do afterwards, like in Red Dead Redemption 2. That was actually a really good ending to that one. We could then go ahead and play as somebody else. I won't say anything in case of spoilers on everybody, but I mean that game's been on for years now. But yeah, you get to carry on the story kind of sorta. But most single player games after the main story, that's kind of it, and just like little side stuff to do, so there's nothing much to do there. So the point of that the game actually opens up after the main quest is huge. Really looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see what we get. And then describes how he got stuck in the vacuum of space after jumping onto an enemy ship and the pilot taking off. So I'm assuming that he jumped onto an enemy ship and then the pilot decided to take off and the door was still open or something, and then he just got sucked out in the vacuum of space. That's a really cool effect, as I really wanted to try and pickpocket a grenade into someone's pocket and then blow us up from the inside of a ship and see if that could like maybe destroy a window and actually suck us out into the void of space. It'll be really cool to see how that actually works, but excited to see how that goes down. And then modders will be able to create planets. This one is massive. I mean, a whole planet. Giving modders the power to actually create a whole planet within Starfield alongside the thousands of planets we have. Well, over 1,000 planets we have in Starfield. It's going to be pretty crazy. I can't wait to see Tatooine over there from Star Wars. I believe there's going to be a lot of Star Wars planets there. Probably some Star Trek stuff and maybe even some No Man's Sky stuff, but we'll see. So adding the whole planet will be pretty cool. New Game Plus, we did speak about that one before, and they said he felt like Iron Man at one stage due to the diversity of weapon mods being combined with skills. Now this one is pretty cool because I didn't really see much information about the weapon mods and stuff. So the fact that he felt like Iron Man, you know, probably could like track onto people and shoot them like little missiles like Iron Man does, and laser beams and all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm really excited to see how this all goes. I haven't actually been looking into too much of like spoilery stuff, so I haven't really seen much. The only things I've seen is official gameplay and they don't really show off too many mods in the actual gameplay footage that they've shown so far. So we're really excited to see all the different mods and the combination with the skills. Then we've got that the museum on New Atlantis explains some of the lore of the game. That's pretty interesting, so we can go visit the museum. I've never been to a museum in real life, so that'll be pretty cool to actually go visit the museum in New Atlantis and see some more lore of this amazing, massive Starfield game that I'm so excited for. There's an enormous amount of creatures, no clue how many. That's pretty interesting, so then we might actually have to pick the bounty hunter, or is it like the hunter perk or something like that? We can actually be a professional hunter. Maybe we can become like, make that our living. I'll probably have to do a full gameplay playthrough where I'm like a full-on hunter, space hunter pirate, and go hunt some animals and stuff. We'll see how that all goes. It says after 150 hours, he isn't even close to 100%ing the game. Lots of mod support post-launch. That's really good to hear. Mission boards can ask you to build outposts on planets. Alright, so they can ask you to build outposts on planets. I wonder if you actually get to keep the resources and everything from those outposts and how that all works, but that is interesting to see there. So mission boards will have us traveling to different planets to actually then make an outpost on them. That'll be really cool to see how that works. Or if it kind of works like where it builds up a NPC controlled outpost where they then actually thrive into like a little city. That'd be really interesting to see. And the next thing we got over there is plenty of Easter eggs. I can't wait to actually get in game and start diving deep and finding all of these weird Easter eggs that I'm sure there will be, like flashbacks and throwbacks to what do you call it, Skyrim and Fallout. I bet you there'll be some bobbleheads somewhere to be found and some Skyrim stuff, like maybe the Daedric horns or something like that. So keep your eyes open, boys, and be on the lookout for any Easter eggs there, because we know Bethesda has a lot of them. Let's see what else we got. No level cap, he thinks. Okay, so that's kind of a confirmation, kind of not. But for now, we'll just say there's no level cap. So moving on, people on PC who have played the game early have said performance is smooth. I mean, PC, most people playing it early will be big YouTube content creators, so they'll probably have really beefy PCs. But nonetheless, that is something good to look forward to, because I mean, Jedi, what was it, Fallen Survivor, whatever it is, the second Jedi game that came out recently, that has been destroying PCs on launch with the performance because it was just ported badly. So that is good to hear that it is running smooth over on PC. So yeah, we have the global release times. I will have this down below in the description so you guys can actually check it out. It's got the time, local time for every little place in the world. You can actually go ahead and play it. If you're in Auckland, you will get to play it first in the world, because New Zealand always gets to see the sun first. As we all know, the sun comes up on the right side and goes that way. Yes, moving on. And that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, please drop a like and a sub. Helps me out so much, and I will catch you beautiful people in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying